Welcome to the broadcast. My name is John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy for Global Real Estate School, and thank you so much for joining. My apologies for being just a little bit late. As I've said, it seems like every day I've been live streaming for my school and for the students, and because of the coronavirus, but I'm telling you what, it seems like every day it's busier now than pre-coronavirus. There's so many virtual meetings going on, and I'm doing a lot of virtual training and then just trying to get other things done that it's just been crazy busy. But that's good. I'm not going to complain one bit. A lot of new students that have signed up yesterday and today. Thank you so much. You know, that to me is a sign that people really, without a doubt, believe that they're going to get past all of this and move forward. And so I'm excited that our country has a faith and a determination to move forward. And so thank you. Lots of new students yesterday, today, all this last week and this week. So thanks for signing up. I'm going to very quickly have to fix one quick thing right here on my screen and able to cast my screen over here so that you can see everything. So let me pull this up and we will bring this right in so that you can see everything. And I'm going to just bring these items down real quickly. Thanks for having to look at my computer and everything else. It gets a little bit challenging here. So, gosh, I have way too many windows open. But that's all right. We're going to go out to Google here, and we'll be able to get started. So I'm going to bring this up so you didn't have to look at all of that. Hey, don't forget, very quickly, before we get started, I'd like to just remind you about my real estate exam coach. Really excited about this product. If you go to myrealestateexamcoach.com, it says the page is not working now. It should be working. That is another thing that I have found out. There we go. I didn't put the www, but this will give you some information about my real estate exam coach, some testimonials from some of my students, and some other information about how it works. So check that out. I'd love for you to subscribe to that. If you are a Global Real Estate School student, do not forget, this is part of your tuition limited time offer. So be sure and tell folks they want to go to school, sign up for this. They get that included. And at the conclusion, I'm going to go through and show you how to log in and use that. But just wanted to quickly remind you about that and quickly remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We would love to have you as a subscriber. So I meant to go to Google here. And I want to type in NAR, Can Spam Act Quiz or Antitrust Quiz. We just want to get out to the NAR website. And then I always want you to go over here to the right and just click Take Another Quiz, okay? And once you do that, you'll be able to look at some quizzes that are here. So we've looked at several of the items here, and I want to continue to go on down. I think yesterday we looked at fair housing laws. We've looked at federal fax laws. We've looked at federal lead-based paint disclosure. And what do we want to, we've looked at do not call. And I think we've looked at we haven't looked at RESPA here yet. Probably wouldn't hurt to do RESPA. I'm just trying to see what else we might want to look at. Why don't we take RESPA, and we'll do RESPA, the two RESPAs today, and kind of take a look at these. Now, if you were in your course material, so I'm going to go over here to Google, and I'm going to go to I'm going to quickly come back out here so you can see me. But I think what I'd like to do very quickly is go out and show you where the material is in your course book. Or we could do this. Let's just come right back over here and look up RESPA, which would be part of consumer finance right here. This gives us some information, but that's not really what I wanted. My apologies here. Let's see. Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. Well, we'll go ahead and take the exam here at the quiz and go through these. So, which of the following is not a settlement service that is covered by RESPA? Which of the following is not? So, would a mortgage loan origination fee, furniture moving, real estate brokerage services, or lender's credit report? Let's go with furniture. Again, the key word is there is not a settlement service. However, the loan origination fee, the brokerage service, the lender credit report, I think those are all part of RESPA. We got to make sure I don't click any wrong buttons. Under RESPA, a real estate professional may give in return for the referral of real estate settlement services, businesses, a thank you, a thing of value, a kickback, or a fee. Now, under RESPA, a real estate professional may give in return for the referral of real estate settlement service. I think it would be a thank you. The others are all fees, and you cannot accept a fee under RESPA. No kickbacks or fees. Number 3, to provide consumers with cost information about the mortgage process, RESPA created the good faith estimate and the HUD-1 closing statement. Now they've changed those names. Remember, want to just make sure you understand that. So I'm going to go out here to the consumerfinance.gov, and I'm going to go to Consumer Tools. We're going to go to Mortgages, and I want to just make sure that you understand that they're calling these now. There's 2 different names. One, we'll pull this up here. This is on mortgages. Maybe I needed to go for buying a house. And here we go. One is called the loan estimate. This is the new right here. So the loan estimate and the closing disclosure. Those are the 2 new verbiages or terminologies that you're going to see on the real estate exam. So again, it's the loan estimate and the closing disclosure. And we'll take a look at those right now so you can see. But just so you'll know here, you're going to get a loan estimate, and this needs to be, we'll click on that so you can kind of take a look at it, because right here, the form provides you with important information, including the estimated interest rate, monthly payment, total closing cost for the loan. Gives you that. Now, you were supposed to receive the loan estimate. Try to find that here. You're supposed to get that within like 3 days, I believe it is, after you apply for the loan. And Again, the loan estimate shows you what loan terms the lender expects to offer you. The other thing that you need to see here, which could be a test question, you won't receive a loan estimate if you're applying for a reverse mortgage. Remember reverse mortgage? So the loan estimate just gives you a breakdown of the closing cost and your monthly payment. Now, the closing document, okay, that, I just saw that. Might have been back here. The closing disclosure, here we go. It provides the final details about the mortgage loan you've selected. And you can see right here, now this has to be given to you within 3 days also. So it's same with the loan estimate. The loan estimate has to be given to you within 3 days. But the closing disclosure is 3 days before, right there, you go to the closing table. So let me come back on and we'll talk about these real quickly. So I just want you to know at one time, this was before the mortgage meltdown, and we had this thing called Dodd-Frank, D-O-D-D, Frank Act that came about. And they wanted to try to simplify everything. And I don't know, in all honesty, if it simplified anything, maybe to some degree. But the loan estimate has to be given to you within 3 days after you apply for a loan. And that just allows you to get the estimate of charges so you can shop around for the best possible mortgage. The closing disclosure has to be given to you within 3 days before going to the closing table. And I'm looking to see if there's business days, but it just says 3 days. So if they make any changes to that, they're supposed to delay the closing. Now, I'm not seeing that really happen a lot, but again, you're just supposed to be able to get your loan estimate. That's just the charge, what they're going to charge you, and it's got to be within a real close percentage when the lender gives that to you. That's after you apply for the loan, and then the closing disclosure is prior to the closing table. So just remember that, and there are both 3 days. And you will not receive a closing disclosure if you apply for a reverse mortgage. For those loans, you are going to get a HUD Form 1 and a truth in lending disclosure. That's what we used to use a long time ago. Now, don't forget, the reverse annuity mortgage is a mortgage where a lot of seniors get those, and that's where the bank sends you a monthly check. Okay, so you're receiving a check for your home out of the equity in your home. Now, I actually just had a situation on a reverse annuity mortgage, and it was kind of interesting because it was sad. It was interesting, but it was sad. But the lender kept giving her payments, the lady, for this property, and basically she ended up owing more than what I could sell the house for. She had passed away, and unfortunately her children just had to let the property go back to the lender. So again, reverse annuity mortgage, that's when the bank sends you a monthly check. And so, a lot of seniors will get these reverse mortgages because they owe nothing on their home and they can't afford to live on Social Security. So you see these commercials on TV a lot. They go on the internet or they call the 800 number. They get a reverse annuity mortgage. And so if you owe nothing on your home and it's worth $200,000, then you could borrow up to like 80% of that value. Once you borrow up to 80% of the equity out of your property, then the bank's going to make you sell your property and pay off the loan. what happens a lot of times, because these are a lot of internet lenders, is they will get somebody or your insurance policy, somebody to drive by and give a value or use your insurance policy, which again is not a good recommendation of value. So in my example, this lady, they had loaned her over $250,000. Well, it was in a great development for senior condos here in Farmington, but it was only really valued at around $230,000, $225,000. Well, she owed close to $260,000 on it. By the time I put my commission, we were going to have to market that at around $279,000. And there was just no way that I could. I mean, we tried, but people just laughed at us, and there was just no way they were going to pay that. So unfortunately, the children just let it go back to the bank. So that's a reverse annuity mortgage. And remember, on RESPA, they will not use the closing disclosure or the loan estimate. They're going to use other documents for that, the old documents. So now we're going to go back over here to the quiz, and I just want you to see that to provide consumers with cost information about the mortgage process, RESPA created, this is called, it's not the good faith estimate anymore, it's called the loan estimate. And the HUD-1 is now called the closing disclosure. Okay? RESPA requires that HUD-1 form be provided to the buyer. So, but now it's called the HUD Form 1 is called the closing disclosure. So make a note of that. There for a while we were having to teach both of these because it is kind of a recent change, but I think on the exam now you will see loan estimate, which is the good faith estimate. Okay, that's going to be called loan estimate, and this is called closing disclosure. Okay. Substantially revised versions of the GFE and the HUD-1 took effect beginning of 2010. That's what I'm calling this here, or we've been talking about. Among other things, HUD's goal was to reduce surprises to consumers at the closing table by restricting how much some cost could change between the good faith estimate and the HUD-1. What is included among the costs that are allowed to change? That's a good question. And I think it's the title insurance or the transfer tax. The points wouldn't and the loan origination wouldn't, and the title insurance shouldn't. So I'm going to say transfer taxes, because your transfer taxes could change between the time that you give the estimate and the closing. But the title insurance, the loan origination fee, credit charges, those probably all should stay the same. We could go back over here and take a look. I was just going to see if there was something there about the transfer taxes. A lot of states don't have transfer taxes, but I think that's the answer. Number 5, in addition to reducing consumer surprises at the closing table, the revised good faith estimate and HUD-1 are intended to make comparison shopping easier for consumers, and that's what I've been talking about. To do that, the good faith estimate lets consumers look at the proposed loan under all but one of these different scenarios. So I guess it's all but one. Now, I'm going to go with different underwriting terms. The loan with a lower interest rate, the loan is proposed, the loan with lower settlement charges. So in addition to reducing consumer surprises, the revised good faith estimate and HUD-1 are intended to make comparison shopping easier for consumers. To do that, the GFE, the good faith estimate, which is also called the loan estimate, lets consumers look at a proposed loan under all but one of these different scenarios. Well, I would think they would let you look at the loan as proposed, would have to be one. The loan with a lower interest rate, the loan with lower settlement charges, or the loan with different underwriting terms. I would think these two almost go together. Let's go with the loan with lower settlement charges. I don't know. This one keeps coming back to me. These are good questions here for us to look at. Number 6, to combat the higher cost in real estate transactions, Section 8 of RESPA makes it a criminal act for settlement service providers to pay fees for the referral of business. One exception to this rule allows a real estate professional to pay a referral fee to a mortgage broker who refers a buyer has been pre-approved, a previous customer who refers a neighbor, another licensed real estate broker who refers a buyer from another part of the country, or a relative who overhears a customer saying he or she's moving. So I would think the exception would be another licensed real estate broker. So we had 12 of these. Number 7, another exception to the RESPA rules contained in Section 8 allows real estate professionals to receive compensation for filling out a mortgage application, telling the home inspector the address of the property to be inspected, the reasonable value of goods and services actually provided to or performed, doing the same thing they've been paid to do as a real estate professional. Another exception to the RESPA rules contained in Section 8 allows real estate professionals to receive compensation for the reasonable value of goods and services actually provided or performed. Wouldn't that be what we're helping? Doing the same thing they've been paid to do as a real estate professional. Gosh, those two almost sound the same to me. Number 8, RESPA allows little title companies to provide real estate professionals $50 for every client referred to the title company, an entry in a contest to win a car for every $1,000 in premiums paid, tickets to a baseball game once a week for the entire season, notepads that have been imprinted with the title company's name and phone number. It's going to have to be something of nominal value, so I'm going to go with D. Number 9, 2 companies that provide settlement services and have some degree of common ownership are considered affiliated businesses under RESPA. When there is a referral from one of these companies to the other, RESPA requires the customer receive an affiliated business disclosure that contains specific information, including, and by the way, this is a state law too for most real estate commissions. In other words, if you have an affiliated business, so if you're a real estate broker and you have a staging company, or you have a title company, or some real estate brokerages have their own mortgage lender where they're charging a point. Well, if you take one of your clients and they use that affiliated business that the broker has an interest in, you have a form that you need to have them sign that says, we know John Mayfield owns XYZ mortgage company and he's going to be making a fee from us getting our loan through XYZ Mortgage Company, and it's been disclosed to us and we're okay with that. Does that make sense? That's the affiliated business part. So in this example, two companies that provide settlement services and have some degree of common ownership are considered affiliated businesses under RESPA. When there's a referral from one of these companies to the other, RESPA requires the customer receive an affiliated business disclosure that contains specific information, including a statement that the use of referred service is not required. I think that's a key thing. Names of other providers of the same service, a statement that the property is pest-free, or the commission being paid by the property seller. No, you would need to say you don't have to use this affiliated business. You're free to use someone else. That's what I think. Number 10, the affiliated business provision, which is an exception to the general RESPA rule regarding compensation for referrals, allows the real estate professional making the referral to receive a small referral fee? No. The party making the referral to receive a return on its ownership interest in the company receiving the referral? The party making the referral to receive a return on its ownership interest in the company receiving the referral. The buyer to avoid having to pay real property transfer tax, or the seller to require buyers to use the seller's attorney. The affiliated business provision, which is an exception to the general RESPA rule regarding compensation for referrals, I would think it would allow the party making the referral to receive a return on its ownership interest in the company. I don't think A's correct, and C and D seem kind of goofy to me. 11, RESPA is interpreted and enforced by, well, I think it is the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. I think. And number 12, the penalty for illegally giving or receiving a kickback, which is covered in Section 8 of RESPA, is, I think it's a fine up to $10,000 or up to 1 year in prison, or both, I think. Now let's check our answers. I did that. I forgot that yesterday and I missed one. Which of the following is not a settlement services covered by RESPA? Furniture, a thank you, buyer, transfer tax. This 4 I'm questionable on, okay? 5. This 4 and 5, I haven't seen these questions before, so they're new to me, and so I don't know on 4 and 5. 6, I'm okay with 6. I feel good about that. 7 was another tough one, because I don't know if it's C or D. 8, I feel good about notepads. 2 companies, I feel fairly good about A on 9. I kind of feel okay about 10, but that one, was strange. 11, I think it's the Consumer Financial Bureau, but I think it is a U.S. government agency. I thought that it was part of HUD. I think earlier we saw that, so I'm kind of feeling okay about that. And 12, the penalty. I really, I don't think it's an automatic loss of real estate license. I don't think they're going to make you attend a RESPA educational program. 90 hours of community service. I really think D is pretty good. So the 2 I'm really questioning are 4 and 5. 4 and 5 I'm questioning. Well, let's see how we did. Here we go, right here. I would like to get 100% because I've not made 100, and you're probably thinking, why can't our teacher ace one of these? And, oh man, 11 out of 12. Close. It's okay to miss one now and then, but let's see. I bet it was 4 or 5. So 4, I got 5 right. 4 was title insurance. I started to go with that. Remember that? So, again, this was what could change between the loan estimate and the closing disclosure, or good faith estimate in HUD-1, and the correct answer is title insurance. You know, I guess that could, and that makes sense, because a price could change or something could be an amendment on the contract. But all the others we got right. And you can rewatch the video if you want to see those, or you can go out and look at the questions again. We can go over and take another quiz. Excuse me. There was another RESPA, while we're on RESPA, there was another RESPA quiz. That's the same quiz we just took. I wonder if both of those are the same quizzes. Yep, they sure are. So those are both the same quizzes. Okay, well, we've covered RESPA today, and hopefully that gives you a little insight. We do cover this information in the book. You can go, and I probably should show you that one more time. Go out here to the consumer, it's the consumerfinance.gov, and if you go to Consumer Tools, you're really just looking about mortgages right here. That's pretty much the topic you would want to look at. And you might want to take a look at, they've got some more terms here for mortgages that we've looked at. So if you want to, totally up to you. But, RESPA, don't forget that good faith estimate is also the loan estimate, and the HUD Form 1 is also the closing disclosure. And both of those have to be given within 3 days. 3 days for the loan estimate if they plan to make you a loan. Now, if they run your, if they don't intend to extend credit to you for some reason, they don't have to provide that. But if they run your credit report and everything looks like they're going to move forward with the loan, they have to give you that loan estimate within 3 days. And then again, the closing disclosure has to be given to you within 3 days before going to the closing table. Well, real quickly, let me just show you some of the new students. You have 2 logins, okay? And don't let that confuse you. You want to go to businesstechguyuniversity.com, and it's going to be, your email is going to be your username, same as you have at Litmus, okay? But your password is going to be different. And your password will be in one of the emails you received from me. By the way, thank you so much to Tiffany, who signed up today, if she's watching, because she said, I got an email and it said, thanks for signing up for the Kansas course. And I'll show you what I did. I use Grammarly a lot, and I'll be very honest with you. This is the email I sent to everybody. There was 1 or 2 grammatical things that needed to be fixed, nothing major. Well, Tiffany, I fixed the first one. I copied the Kansas And so I fixed everything, and this was okay. So I just right-clicked my mouse and said select all, and I said copy. And then I went over to my campaign builder and my CRM program, because there's a campaign for South Dakota, Indiana, Missouri, Kansas, and I just pasted that into that welcome email. So I updated all of my courses that I sell in Missouri, Indiana, South Dakota. I just pasted that information in there because, it fixed all the grammatical errors. It's the same email, but I say, thanks for signing up for Kansas, thanks for signing up for Missouri. Well, I copied Kansas, checked it grammatical, the Grammarly, and everything got fixed. So I did Control A and copied, and I went into Missouri, the first email you will receive, and I hit Control A, delete, and Control V to paste. Well, I was pasting the Kansas email. And so Tiffany got the email and it said, thanks for signing up for the Kansas course. I was like, how did that happen? Because I've never had anybody mention it to me, but I just fixed that a couple of days ago. So I've had several South Dakota students sign up. My apologies, I have it fixed, but anytime you find something like that, thank you so much. Let me know. I want to make sure everything's real professional and looks good. So thank you, Tiffany, for that. But so we have some new folks. So use the same email address, but in that welcome email, you should have a password, and it's going to be a different password for Business Tech Guy University. But when you come over here, watch this video, and I show you how to put that on your mobile phone, and I also show you how to save it right on your phone. And if you save the password, you should just be able to log right in, okay? But don't forget, lots of course content. I'm working on this every day. Yesterday, I uploaded about 25 new questions or more to the financing module. I'm working right now on new agency questions, and I hope to upload tonight or first thing in the morning. So this is being updated and changed. That's why it's free for Global Real Estate School students right now. But if you want to come over to videos and just look at the videos from finance, they're all right there. If you want to listen to the audios, they're being added right here. Still have some more audio, a lot of audios to add, but that's where you will find those. I'm adding digital flashcards. You'll be able to take practice exams out here, and I'm breaking that out by content and so much more. By the way, this, for everybody, this is the same spot where all of my new coaching classes that are free, just kind of a limited coaching series of classes, that's where they will be stored. So when you log in, you're like right now, this is because I'm own this, but or because I'm the administrator, but you may have a link at the top for your coaching. So if you buy any other products, you can get those as well. But this is where you're coaching after you get your real estate license to help you with business planning, social media, marketing, some tech tools, and more. They will all be there. And by the way, this is designed and suited for your mobile phone. And it's called My Real Estate Exam Coach. How cool was that? I just brought the logo up, okay? So if you're not a part of Global Real Estate School, you can still buy this product and just go to myrealestateexamcoach.com or go to Global Real Estate School. Well, listen, thanks for watching. I thought, I didn't have a chance to really prepare, and it just seems like every day's been that way, but I learned some stuff today about RESPA, and I hope you did too. There are some good questions there. And again, I'm trying to take this content, some of the more challenging and difficult content that we can go through together and hopefully learn from. So hopefully you took good notes. you can always reach out to me if you have questions or need help. I'm here to help you out. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and we'll do this again. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening. Stay encouraged. Stay safe. I'm on my way to Aldi's to pick up some stuff, and I'm going to wear my mask and wash my hands good and try not to touch my face, which is a horrible habit because I think it's this mental thing that says you need to scratch your chin or your nose, or no, I'm washing my hands and trying to say, John, don't touch your face. So stay safe, stay encouraged. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.